Hey, what is up everyone? Mike here, and today is our bi-weekly FBA series. If this is your first time watching this series, every 2 weeks I go over my FBA sales, the units I'm sending in, and the units I have sold. I kind of just vlog, I guess, what I'm doing with FBA, how things are going, how different items have done. And the whole idea of the series is to keep myself on task while also teaching people about FBA and really just providing advice through my actual experiences. Previously, I had really worked on sourcing online through, just store websites, eBay, those sorts of things. Recently, I tried to do some retail arbitrage, and I had some good results, so I'm going to talk about that a little bit. But before we start talking about anything, let's talk about the numbers, the most important part, as always. So my sales for the last 13 days, because I don't count the day of the video, were $999.34. Now this is quite a bit lower than last week, almost $200. So not the best results, definitely not happy with that, but it's still consistent. The numbers are still really consistent. My problem is I haven't sourced enough to really break my numbers into a higher caliber. I've been sourcing very consistent with the amount I'm selling. And so I really need to hustle and work on sourcing, which is something I will start doing. I sold a total of 81 units. That means the average sale price per unit was $12.34. That's a little low for FBA because you're going to get hit with a lot of fees. Typically, you probably want to be in between the $10 and $20 range as a minimum. I mean, if you can average way above that somehow, then that's awesome, but that'd be kind of hard. There's a lot of lower priced items and higher priced items. What really drove my average sale price down was the Atari games I talked about sending in, which someone did mention. It probably would have been easier for me just to auction them off in a lot, which is true. However, Atari games don't really sell well in lots, and they actually sell really good on Amazon. I've sold a crap ton of them. I currently have at the warehouse 555 units, so after all the sales and everything, I'm up 20 units from the previous update. That's okay. I want to be much closer to 1,000 units very soon. That's where I feel more comfortable on a more consistent level. My fees on the sales I had this week were $458.12. So that is 45% in fees. Very consistent with before, right around the 35 to 45% range. And to all the people watching that keep mentioning fees, stop talking about the fees. Yes, the fees at Amazon are high. They're doing 80% of the work for you. Okay, I'll happily pay 20% more in fees to lose 80% of the work. Think about that. It's so much more important. Too many people are focusing on the fees for FBA. The fees are not what matters. What matters is the amount of work that's taken off your plate and the sales power of Amazon's website. So let's go ahead and talk about the stuff I sourced this week. First of all, I only sourced from 2 places. I really didn't get a lot of sourcing done due to a lot of reasons. Time, I have a lot of things going on. Also funds, it's the first of the month. Going into the first of the month, I have a lot of bills due. I mean, bills for everything you can think of. So for me, it's not the best time to source into it. Sourcing out of the first of the month, I usually have a lot more money available after I start transferring funds over to my account. So I got one major lot from eBay this week. It was a huge score. I got a really rare accessory. I want to talk about that first. I paid $77 for the lot. Mind you, someone asked about this last week as well. If I say a price for a lot, it includes the shipping. So I paid $77 in total for the lot. In that lot was this. A lot of you may or may not know what this is. This is the power converter for Sega Genesis, and this is extremely, extremely valuable. I paid $77 for the lot. This accessory is worth between $100 and $120. It's very rare. There are a few for sale online, but this one is in near mint condition. It looks phenomenal. It works well. It is really a good pickup. For $77, got all my money plus some back on this item. Included in that lot were accessories. So, got a controller. These are selling for 14 bucks, the genuine Sega Genesis controllers. I got a Pro Pad. These are selling for between $5 and $10, plus shipping, so maybe around $10. I got the Master System Sega light phaser, which is used just like the Nintendo's light phaser to shoot you can use it on old TVs to shoot like duck hunt games and those kind of things. This is also probably a $10 to $15 bill. Most of this stuff is listed. I'm just not good at remembering prices. One thing I do remember is this. This is Velios. This is worth about 20 bucks. It's just a cartridge, but with the cartridge it's worth 20. Complete it's worth quite a bit more. You know, Altered Beast for Master System, Shinobi, Afterburner, Rambo, Monopoly. These are all big name games, very common, and have a good sales rank. Fantasy Zone. So all of these will bring between $5 and $12 a piece. On top of everything that's already listed, you know, I already mentioned this was all $77. Street Fighter, Sonic skyrocketed in price recently. I don't know why. Complete is going for over 12 bucks. That's pretty good. Around Christmas it was down like $4. X-Men, and then, or X-Men I should say, not man. And then Cyberball. So all together here, spent $77. After fees, I should be getting around $200 back for all this stuff. So that for me is a good pickup. That's awesome. Now, something I should mention is I didn't win a lot of the auctions I bid on. If you guys understand my bidding strategy you've seen in the past, I set up auto bids through Gixxon, and I only bid what I'm willing to spend on something. So if I put up, you know, bids on 50 auctions, there's a chance I might not win, you know, any of them. I might win 2 of them. This is one of those cases. I had bids on like 25 auctions. I won 1. But guess what? I'm making money on that one. That's what matters. So sometimes you win some, sometimes you don't. It just depends on how many people are bidding, when the auctions are ending, and just what's in them in general. Now, let's talk about the retail arbitrage side of things. Went to one store, Walmart. The specific goal was to teach my mom about retail arbitrage. She's been interested in kind of learning about how I do business and what I do to make money. So I took her to teach her, and we scanned things, and she picked some stuff out, I picked some stuff out. We had a good time, and we spent $100. And we're going to make so much more than that back. It really was a good score for Walmart, and everyone says they can't find stuff there. First thing, air conditioner filters. This is important. A, they have a decent sales rank. It's getting warm out, which means people are going to start using their air conditioners again. And the price was unbeatable. 50 cents a piece. A duo of these, like I'll put them in the same bag and put do not separate, selling for $11.99. So $1 cost, $11.99 return. That is a phenomenal pickup. And we have a total of 14 sets, I think. So that's 28 pieces. 14 sets. Let's say they're selling for $10. Let's assume people are going to bump the price down some. Even at $10, I'm getting $140 back. We only spent $100 while we were there, and on these specific filters, we only spent $14. I mean, that's a phenomenal return. That really is, and it's something so simple, and it's perfect because it's going into the season. Now, recently I was ungated for food. I do not suggest dabbling in food until you understand all the rules of Amazon. You really have your feet grounded. There's a lot of rules about labeling, expiration dates. You know, they'll actually throw your products out after a certain time. So make sure you know all the rules before you get into food. I'm just testing it right now. And mind you, what I'm showing you here isn't everything we bought. It's on my other table. I just grabbed a few so I could show you the boxes. I didn't want to like fill up the whole table here. Now, Duff Goldman, you know, from Ace of Cakes, he has a line of different cakes and cake coverings and cake fillings and all this stuff. I scanned every one of them. None of them had any decent profit margin at all, except this one, and I'm not sure why. It's his raspberry filling, and this had like a great return. I think we paid like $1.50, $2 for these, and they were selling for upwards of $10 a piece on the website. So that's really awesome. Their sales rank was pretty solid. Cake mix. I have probably, I think, 5 boxes of this. First of all, the expiration date is like next year, so it lasts a very long time. These were like $1.19 per box. They're selling over $6 a box through FBA, and I actually think I have them set in a bundle, which is selling for even more. Always look for bundles if you have a single of something. Check and see if you can buy multiple and sell it as a bundle for more. So these have a pretty solid return as well. Something you always want to look for are special edition foods. Chips Ahoy had 2 special editions going on. This one is mint chocolate chip. Expiration date is quite a while from now. I don't remember what we paid, but I remember the return was quite a bit. They were selling for quite a few dollars a pack. I was really surprised. And then this was a bigger score. These are birthday frosting filled cookies, which sounds delicious, but there was a 4-pack selling for like $29, and I want to say these are like $2 a piece, so $8 into $29. That's really solid as well. And then I have a few other things, but on an overall scale, we spent about $100 at Walmart. After fees, we're looking at about $400 back, I think, somewhere around there. This was the biggest pickup. It's a VTech battery pack for, I guess, one of their utensils. Like, you charge the batteries, and then it'll actually recharge your device without the cord. Pretty cool thing. I believe we paid the tag. I remember this. The tag said $10. It was selling for $30 on FBA, so I was pumped. I'm like, okay, that's pretty solid return. It's light. It's a small item. It had a great sales rank in electronics, so I'm like, that's going to sell and make money. Once we scanned it at checkout, it was $5. So $5 and a 30 here. Unfortunately, they only had one, but it's brand new, and I mean, it'll be really quick sale. Here's another decent pickup, although Amazon kind of shot me in the foot on this one. That does happen, and that's why I always talk about mistakes I make as well. $5 for Schwinn training wheels. Now, Schwinn is an extremely high-end bike brand. Everyone knows Schwinn. $5 for these is a good price. When I scanned it, they were for sale on Amazon for $14. Almost 3 times my money, a little less, but the sales rank was really low, like instant sale low. So I brought them home, and then by the time I'm making this video, Amazon has these for sale now for $10 a piece. While I could make profit on that number, I'll probably price higher and wait for them to sell out. If they do, it is summertime, tons of people will be buying these. If they don't sell out in a reasonable amount of time, I'll drop the price and, you know, still make a small profit. So on an overall level, that's all I sourced this week. I didn't source a lot. I really have to up my hustle game for sourcing. I really need to get a lot more units in because I'm not keeping up with my sales every week, so my units are dwindling. So altogether, I spent a total of $177. I expect to get back after fees between $450 and $600. That's a good return on these items. Every item here except some of the games have a great sales rank, and they all have a great return. I'm sending in a total of, I think, 72 units out of everything. There's other stuff on the table. It's the same items, just more quantity. So 72 units are going to be going in. That'll put me over 600 units, 630, right? And no, 620. And I'm going to really start sourcing and hustling to try and fill up my FBA over the next few weeks. I really want to get those numbers up. I do. So I hope you guys are enjoying the series. Let me know your thoughts on some of this stuff. I think overall I did pretty well. I'm going to start sending in some of my old eBay stock to FBA as well. I have some complete Nintendo games and other games I want to send in. I'll show those in the next video just so everyone can see them. But I do appreciate you watching. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. I do all kinds of videos to help new sellers online, including transparent stuff like this where I talk about my numbers. Hit the thumbs up button. Comment if you want to join the conversation, and I'll see you guys very soon.